the financial year 2021-2022 at an approximate of 30%. But this so far is now at 42%. And resources are now available to correct 100%. Data and have it electronically coordinated by Ministry of ICT. So kindly cooperate with enumerators to have this achieved for parish development model. In some parts of the country, the formation of parish development model enterprise groups in circles was marred with some corruption issues. These included the registration of non-subsistence individual households as members of enterprise groups and bribe allegation for being PDM circle committee members. Some government officials also dipped their hands into PDM funds and against the guidelines. And the president is aware of the issues. Plus the chairman and all council are here. But I'm glad that, we don't have so many issues. You're really doing well. I'm actually proud of you. And the small issues which are there, I hope we shall solve them now that we are here. Is the girl Mutego here? Yeah? Anybody from Mutego? Where is the, please, focal person, where is the girl? I am saying, where is the girl? Huh?
It's not him.
Where is the girl?
But where is the girl? I'm not even seeing the representative.
Let's go on. The PDM Secretariat, working with the Ministry of Finance, invited Operation Wealth Creation with support from Inspectorate of Government, Uganda Police, RDCs, ISO structures, where a country-wide verification and cleanup exercise is going on. So kindly, as Bukede, do not fall victims of PDM resources in any way. That is his request. So clap for yourselves that you will be the shining leaders for PDM. This will be a plus into your promotions as cadres in our country. We are the champions in Bukede, and I actually expect Bukede to be the role model region in the whole country. So finally, may I declare this conference officially.
Work plans that are vital. We have already done it in Tororo. We have a matrix where we know that in this year, each of those pillars are being implemented. Because PDM is not a project, it is a program and which must be implemented for the betterment of our people. Working closely with our political leaders is very critical. I want to argue, share information with our political leaders. And lastly, I want to urge especially the chief administrative officers to read the circulars that are being sent. I have realized that whatever is happening now to all of us is because we are not reading these circulars. Then also, I am your contact person. There are certain things that would not be put in writing. And therefore, I coordinate between you, the local governments, and the ministries and the secretariat. So there are certain things that we agree on with the ministries, and they say, Chairman, inform your colleagues. And I inform you on our platform. Please read whatever we put on that platform. One of the things I've seen is that some colleagues do not read what is even on the platform. There are those where I will put, please don't touch this money. Then they say, where is the circular? Then I said, I am on the circular myself. Please take a note, because there are some things that cannot be put in writing. But we agree. Of course, currently now, there is the mood is very low among us chief administrative officers, but I wanted to appeal to you that these are the occupational hazards that we have to go through. You must expect them, but what is important is to ensure that we move on. I want to argue the colleagues, the technical officers. You are the advisors to the chief administrative officers and the town clerks. Please also read these circulars. In most cases, the cows get circulars and give you. Don't interpret a circular because that is what you want to see. Where you are not sure, let us consult. A number of colleagues have been consulting me on many issues, and maybe that's why they have not landed actually into trouble. Those who have not have had to land into trouble. So let us utilize this moment for today. Let us bring out issues. We are now in the second year of implementation of PDM, but we are now stuck. And now everybody is like, don't touch, let us wait for them. Don't touch, let us wait for them. At the end of the day, time is moving. Time is moving, and yet we are already implementing our worker plans, and at the end of the day, we shall be held accountable. The president uses one word. Okay, there are three words. AOR. Area of responsibility. As a chief administrative officer and accounting officer, you are responsible for everything that happens in the local government, good or bad. Times I tell people, we carry all other people's sins. You who are here, the sins you commit, and those who are in the local governments. At the end of the day, the chief administrative officer is the one holding it. Let us give guidance to everybody. Let us implement the parish government model. The whole world is looking at us. The whole world is looking at Uganda to see whether it is going to ensure that the 39% is going to come out of that bracket and join those in the money economy. And who is going to be at the forefront of bringing this? It is me and you. Like the deputy collector put it, let us not give away the trust that the president has given to all of us. That trust is very important. That trust is very important. At times, there are certain things that you push. As you are pushing, something happens, then you say, this trust is waving away. So let us implement, let us work closely with all the others. The secretariat is at for us, the Ministry of Local Government. You know the permanent secretary is very eager, is in touch with all of us, all the time is calling. So let us ensure that we can be able to implement this successfully. And then for working like it has been put, we are now in the cradleland of PDM. If we don't, since we are all learning, God is going to ask us. God will ask us at the judgment day. You were there. What did you do? And as to me and the Honorable Kadis and others, we shall be saying, my Lord, we told them. Let's work and ensure we can be able to have the success. Thank you so much. A different guidance. Minister of Finance would give, Minister of Gender, Labor and Social Development would give. They would put figures there. If you do not see where you are going to get that money very clearly in those circulars, then you could be able to touch money that is for the parish revolving fund. And that is when you see colleagues, some of them getting those issues, that is where they could have touched. So different circulars. Then of course, timely. When do we get these circulars to help us move on? Most of these circulars came at the end of the financial year. Actually, when you look at the formation of the circles, it was done in a period of 1 month. Now, if a district has very many parishes,
very many villages, very many households, to be able to move in 1 month to patch up that one, then it became a very big problem. So you may find that in the formation of these circles, there could have been some steps that were not followed. But we are now going backwards so that those steps can be able to be formed. For example, for a circle to get signatories to the account, they must have an annual general meeting where they could be able to say, these are the people who are going to manage the circle, and therefore these are the ones who are going to be the signatories to the account. So whether it was not done, then of course you would not. Then of course, since we are moving very fast, if you only left the circles to go to the banks to open accounts, it become a problem. So what we did as a stopgap measure is we wrote it to the banks, we brought the banks on board, they came, they worked with us, we gave them the names of the circles and said, please open accounts, and they opened accounts. Then later on, these minutes and what have you of the signatories followed later on.
So what needs to be
For them to move on well, we need to have a harmonized way of communication. Timely communication, but must be harmonized. In my view, we should have a center. I think the PDM Secretariat, or the other sectors that are implementing the various pillars, if we are going to give guidance, they should be coordinated by the PDM Secretariat so that it comes from one center. Otherwise, if there is no coordination amongst the sectors, because most of the sectors work in silos, so if there is no that coordination, then that confusion can really move. Then, of course, too, the chief implementers, who are the chief administrative officers and town clerks, in my view, we need to sit and we forge a way forward. What are the needed things to be done? What are the next steps? And what do we at the end of the year want to be able to achieve? When we don't do that, there can be a very big problem. The third one is issue of enterprise selection. If we do not carry out enterprise selection very well, our people may be kept in poverty. Our people are used to some enterprises, but they have low value. But they insist that that is what they can be able to do. So the technical staff, who are the extension workers, and the parish chiefs should really be able to ensure that we go and sensitize and mobilize and train the households on what we call viable enterprises that they can be able to do. And we will not talk of enterprises. That one goes along with the ownership of land, acreage, and how would you own land. So if that one is also not dealt with, then we may not be able to move forward. Then, of course, the last one is that we need the political leadership at the local government level to move together. They need to be updated all the time. They do a lot of mobilization of our people. So if we do not bring them to move with the technical people, then there will be a gap. Our local people listen a lot to their political leaders, what they say. So I am appealing to all of us who are involved in this, all stakeholders we need, the religious leaders, our cultural leaders, plus the political leaders, technical officers, and everybody must be involved in this. Maybe the real last one is we are already implementing PDM because all of the other activities in our work plans are a part of PDM. So local governments now need to know under the 7 pillars, whatever we are doing must be reported in line with the 7 pillars. Because if we don't do that, PDM is not a project. PDM has come as a way of going to the people, to the lowest level, which is the parish. So whatever we are doing it as a PDM. So therefore, I want to appeal to colleagues in the local governments that we needed now to have a matrix. You get the 7 pillars, and each pillar, then each of the sectors for each of the pillars would be able to tell the world what is it that is being done under each of those pillars. Because there is no money for each of the pillars. The money we are talking of is for only one pillar, financial inclusion. The other pillars, they have got their own monies that are already embedded into these budgets. It may be little money, but that is where we need to get the money and implement PDM. My name is Dunstan Varava, Chief Administrative Officer, Tororo, and the chairperson of the Chief Administrative Officer.
Inadequate funding, inadequate revolving fund. That money is not enough to commercially carry out any activity. 1 million shillings is not enough. For example, if you have to put like poultry, farmers opted for poultry as one of the enterprises. But to make a profit, to break even, you need a minimum of 200 birds. But 1 million cannot take you through the production cycles of 200 what? Birds. It's not enough. So we are requesting that the government should consider that, probably increasing to 3 million, for example. That one could help a farmer rear 200 birds up to the time of what? Of selling. Another challenge is that the mindset change is still a big problem with our farmers, with the community. What they are aiming at right now, they are warming up to get this money and eat. That's what they are saying. Wherever you go, that let them bring it and we eat. But we are trying to sensitize them. They don't want to invest the money where it is supposed to be invested. But the sensitization exercise is going on. That's why that mindset change, community mobilization and mindset change is very critical. We shall continue telling them what they are supposed to do. Another challenge with the PDM is that we have some divergent views. You find a well-placed team coming to the district telling you to do ABC. Then another team also well placed in the government comes, gives you contrary view. Now, what do? We think actually we shall not take off in the implementation of what PDM unless those people also harmonize, come together and come and tell us the same information. That one. Are they confusing you? Very much so. Others are saying, you see, for example, there is this other issue of savings. No saving, others are saying the groups must save. That's very critical now. It is a challenging issue. Others say we need to give money, since it is a revolving fund, money that can be given to a farmer. He uses it and he gives it to another farmer. That it should be given to those who are able to give it, who are able to use the money and then be able to give it to another farmer. Then others are saying they should be given to the poorest of the poor. Now, the poorest of the poor has no land, has no resource. They are called factors of production. Do you think the poorest of the poor will get that money and also pay it back? So those are some of the challenges we are trying to experience. But once those ones are ironed, the program itself is okay. There is no problem with it. I think we shall go a long way in achieving our objectives. But I said along PDM, there are many things that we have also registered achievements. For example, we got tractors, 4 tractors during the launch in Kibuku, and these 4 tractors have helped so much in opening the land of our farmers on time. So far, 800 acres have been plowed by those big tractors. We also received 6 small tractors. Those ones that produce farmers have plowed about 60 acres using those 6 small tractors. But challenges also come our way with those tractors. When they break down, replacement costs are so high, and yet the cost of plowing an acre has remained at 80,000 to 90,000 per acre, yet the prices of fuel have actually doubled. So that one is a very serious issue. Lack of spare parts, especially for small tractors, and also lack of technical know-how on how to repair these small tractors. These small tractors, when they break down, they are actually now packed. So we call upon Ministry of Agriculture to come and train our local artisans, local mechanics who will be handling some of those breakages here and there. And then also, as I said, as a result of PDM, many roads have been opened up in the area. So I think we appreciate that one so much. Yeah, basically that's what I can say about the parish government model in Kibuku district.
You remain as?
I remain in Biomic district production and marketing officer, stroke parish development model coordinator.